Welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I hope that didn't put you off and you haven't been like, delete, this chick cannot sing. No, I cannot. But I'm trying to change that belief because beliefs create our reality. Did you know that? Do you believe that? Let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe, please. Turn on your notifications to know when my next video is up. And today I'm talking about Vipassana again. What is Vipassana? What is Vipassana meditation? If you want to know more, refer to my previous video where I overshared some content and I'm about to overshare some more. So if you're into listening to the unspoken, keep tuning in. I'm being really silly today. I'm feeling a little bit silly and I hope I'm not triggering you because I know sometimes if I was watching someone like doing this, I'll be like, oh my God, you're a dickhead. Tarot. So I'm thinking I would love to do some random tarot reads. Give me a yay or nay in the comments. Because I am enjoying this way too much, making videos, and I have so many to come. But Wednesdays, Mercury communication day is the day where I upload. So please keep up to date with this and let me know in the comments what do you want to hear. So let me just start my timer so I actually don't talk too long, but I've already been talking for a while. Vipassana. So wow, what a journey. I think it took me like, so I did it in January, it is March now. It took me probably till now that I'm like fully ready to make this video and share my journey. And I have actually filmed one. I've done this already once, but I just didn't like, I felt like I was just doing it because I told everyone I was making this video, and then I was not vibing, and I felt like it wasn't really true. And just making the previous week's video, I was like, yeah, I'm in the energy of it. I'm in the Vipassana energy and the magic of what it brought. So I may not time this and just allow myself to share. And I'm sharing to you as a friend, and I want to share my experience, my takeaways, how it transformed my life, and why I think everyone should do a Vipassana sit in their life. Like, I truly believe everyone should, no matter where you're at. But I do recommend that you do a bit of mindfulness training before, because if you've never done any meditation, you've never done any yoga, any stretching, any breath work, it might be the worst thing you've ever done in your life for your body and for your mind. So Vipassana is all about training, taming your mind, which if you want the nitty gritty, how it all works, schedule, check out my previous video. But today I'm just going to explain for you that know what's Vipassana. It's 10-day silent retreat meditation center. It's by donation, and you go there and you're being served. So the concept is incredible. It's heartwarming, and it really makes you like appreciate being there. And yeah, so in the gist, if you want to know more, check out the other video. And now I'm talking about my experience. And it's a subtle journey. For me, it was a subtle journey. I know some people have these crazy aha moments. They're like, wow, this changed my life. And I think sitting with yourself for 10 days in silence, well, technically it's 9 days. Last day you get to chat. And wow, that's a lot of chatting going on. It's like, and also there's no bod like contact. So you can't touch anyone. You can't look at anyone. You can't smile at anyone. Obviously cannot talk to anyone, make gestures at anyone. So like that first hug, oh my God, that first hug was mind-blowing. It was like oxytocin overload. Like, oh, it felt so good. Probably like what it felt like for me after COVID, because I was on my own during the lockdown. Luckily in Perth it wasn't as long, but and like I remember those hugs after we were let out and to be free. It was like, wow, it feels so good. And this was also like COVID for me was pre me being in a relationship. Now I don't realize how much I love touch, and that's something that's really important to me. And after Vipassana, that first hug was like, wow. And obviously, having sex after that as well, like really clearing your mind is quite mind blowing and very juicy and delicious. So, highly recommend, even if you just do the sit to have extraordinary sex. Kidding, not kidding. But there's a lot that you get subtly, right? I had a lot of healing, and for me, it was a deeper layer and deeper understanding of acceptance. So the whole idea of Vipassana is you're observing the sensations, you're sitting there, and it's not as rigorous as you think you are. Like I thought I had to sit there straight but no, like you can move. Like they encourage you not to, but like no one's gonna freaking hit you with a stick if you do. And I, for some reason, had that expectation. I think because I remember in India, I was talking to this Russian dude who's done all this, and that's back then, like doing all these meditations and like 10 days. And I'm like, wow, this guy's wow, full on. And now I did it. I'm like, oh wow, I did that. And it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be back then. Like going into it, I knew I could do it, but that if you watched my other video, I was like, when I first found out about Vipassana, I really didn't think that um, I would be able to do that. So sorry, I'm like conscious of the time, but I'm just gonna keep talking. So just letting you know it's gonna be a long one, which you can obviously see. So yeah, you can move, and you just choose to just sit there and observe the sensations, not making them good or bad, right or wrong. They're just there and they just pass. And it's just this radical acceptance. And I had really incredible experiences in my body, like fully transcending my body. And like I remember just being this head atom thing, just floating. And other parts where it's like there was so much pain, like the dead numb leg, and just observing it and moving the energy, like they teach you, like doing the body scan, and then it just goes, and you're like, wow. And like the mind, it just showed me how incredible my mind is, because when I was fully in it, I could get up from a meditation and just keep walking. And then on bad days when I was in my head, everything was numb. Everything was like pins and needles. I like couldn't even walk. I was like, and it's like the same thing. So it's like it's your head. It's like incredible. Your mind is incredible, and it really sharpens it because it takes away all the other distractions. It takes away the distraction of comparing yourself to someone. It takes you the distraction of like other people. It takes away the distraction of other things like that are going on in your life, so you can just be with yourself and you just observe, and you just observe and keep bringing the mind, and it wants to take you on a ride. It wants to take you in the depths of creativity and magic, and you're like, oh yeah, downloads, tell me more, and it's like, no, keep coming back. Or it wants to take you deep deep down into the shadows of pain and misery and hatred and oh, that dick face person, and I had a lot of healing, like a lot of forgiveness, like because there was a lot of things coming up, and I was just bringing love and acceptance to all of them, and I had a lot of healing. For me, it was a crazy cleansing experience because I actually got the first day of my bleed. So if you don't know much about the cycles, I think I will make a video about it. I'm really passionate to share. But your first day of the bleed is the dark time. It's time to go inward, and it's time of release. It is like a natural way to cleanse. So, but you're also cleansing energetically, emotionally, physically. So it was time of cleansing for me, like releasing, letting go. But it was like a time that I wanted to go inward, but I had to sit and just be. But luckily, because of my um womb throbbing and cramps, I got like a backrest. So it really helped. Sometimes I would sit up straight and sometimes I'd go back, and it was really gentle. And you can get backrest and you can get chairs. Like I was like, what? You can sit on a chair? You can. So there you go. Yeah, and it was really, really clearing, cleansing experience for me. I even got thrush, right? There was a lot of things that I was clearing out in around my sexuality. And it's not part of Vipassana. It was my personal journey. Like that was just something like past lovers, and I got thrush. And I could really put that practice of it's just a sensation, observe the sensation to the test. So I actually cleared my own, like I cleared the thrush in a couple of days, which was incredible. And also like, whoa, what the heck is going on, But it took something, it was an uncomfortable experience, but I just was like observing it and just not making it mean anything, and just allowed it to, just observed it, just a sensation. And it was like firsthand experience of just a sensation, just a sensation. So that was really beautiful. And it's the deep, deep teachings of like nothing is permanent, everything is impermanent, everything just passes, And that was also in my thrush story. So, and allowing me to release a lot of trauma and hatred, and through my sexual trauma, well, when I say trauma, just unpleasant experiences. And I don't want to go into trauma right now and define trauma right now, but I didn't think I had any trauma until I started doing the work. I started doing the work, and this is a different story. So let's put a pin in it, and I'll make another video. But it was a healing. Vipassana was healing in that sense, and because I normally how I release and cleanse and is through energy, movement, dancing, yelling, shouting, and I couldn't. So my body, I was like getting dandruff and dry skin and thrush and like bleed. Like it was everything. It was like my body's like, it's just gonna go. It's not gonna go in the way it normally goes. It will go in a different way. So that was an interesting experience, but it was like a micro and a macro microcosm of the reality. It really showed me how I could use the tools now. There was a really unpleasant situation and I could really use the tools to overcome it. So, and notice how it's completely impermanent. Nothing is permanent, not even the good feeling. And that was another thing. It's like they talked about attachment. That was another deep learning, is like not having the attachment to the good or the bad, like understanding that everything is impermanent, even the good. Another takeaway was there's that inner stillness. And for me, for someone who's an Enneagram number 7, who loves to just do, more, think, learn, it was like a deep stillness. And that was really sacred and special for me, being able to just sit in that deep, deep stillness. Deep gratitude, just deep gratitude for my body. So I actually started to get ready for Vipassana and started to doing yoga and stuff like that. And that really helped. That really helped me just to sit. And I knew that the purpose of yoga was to make you fit, or make it easier for you to sit for longer periods of time. Yeah, so I'm gonna make a video on triggers next session. So just check it, subscribe to be informed about it. And yeah, I think I'm gonna finish on saying that 2 things. So I do feel like that Vipassana is not the only practice. So lots of people do it and they're like, this is it, this is my answer to the world, but it's not, you need a balance of the energies, the yin and the yang, the yin and the yang. You know, the yin of the feminine, slow, allowing mystery goddess, and the 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 yang, the masculine, um, of. But the thing is, like, the feminine energy can also be like yang. It could be crazy and wild, you know, and the masculine is stillness and consciousness, and that's where the the meditation part comes in. But there is also, you can find meditation and connection to the consciousness from the body and embodiment, and not rejecting your body and not letting go of that, but being fully embodied in both. So I feel like it's incredible, incredible, incredible modality that everyone should experience at least once, just cause, you know, like, when are you going to have an opportunity to sit with yourself for 10 days? But I don't think you should get stuck. Like anything, I don't think you should get stuck on anything. I believe you should try all different things and then keep just shifting, because your beliefs, and nothing is permanent, you know, the truth is never permanent. It's constantly changing and shifting. And you don't get stuck. You don't want to get stagnant. Um, so yeah, that's my 2 cents. That's my experience. I think it's amazing. I think I can go into negatives about it, but it's not about that. Like, takeaways, I think it was beautiful concept that it's by donation, you're being served, you have the opportunity to just be with yourself for that amount of time. It was really special, it was really sacred, and I'd love to hear, yeah, what do you think? Have you done Vipassana before? I'd love to hear your experience. Have you never? Do you feel like you want to now? Did I put you off? I hope not. Yeah, I'd love to hear, if you haven't done Vipassana, I've done another type of meditation. I'd love to hear as well, because personally for me, Vipassana is not my ideal type of meditation. It's just not. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and see you next week. So make sure you subscribe, and yeah, please share. I'd love to hear from you. Much love.